Hi, it's Catherine again, and I'm coming to you. This is part 2 of Escaping the Big Lie that you were born bad. And I had a really interesting exchange with an old middle school and high school friend, which was perfect because it gave me the basis for this video today. And I told you we were going to talk more about how this pervasive idea that we were born bad and this how that we get taught this in society and how it gets reinforced. And this is such a perfect example. I just couldn't resist. So basically, I got called a fornicator. I'll repeat that. I got called a fornicator. And I bet you're wondering how that happened. So anyway, this person, who is a very sweet person and I hold no ill will toward, reached out to me after the last video and was obviously feeling a little triggered. And so this person started telling me that I had indeed participated in the fall of man, and which, by the way, is an Augustinian concept, right? Just putting that out there. That was about 400 years after Jesus. But anyway, don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Told me that I did participate in the fall of man, and when I pushed back about that, I was asked and subtly accused of being a fornicator and an adulterer. So I want to set the record really straight, okay? I'm a fornicator. I am. And by some definitions, I'm an adulterer because I have had sex outside of marriage, okay? So I might, God forbid, even have had sex outside of a committed relationship. Just kidding. Not about that I did that. This was really interesting and perfectly illustrative of what I'm talking about, right? That there are so many people in our society who are hooked into this lie that they will protect the lie, that they will actually go after friends who are trying to break out of the lie and try to push them back into it, right? Right? By accusing them of things that they are supposed to feel guilty about. Now let's stop right there, right? If you believe that you're born bad, right? If that is something that has culturally seeped into you and been reinforced by society and different teachings, right? And different experiences that you've had. And then you take something as natural and as beautiful and as frankly fun as sex, and you make that bad. You make that something we're supposed to feel guilty about enjoying, something we're supposed to feel guilty about doing, then you're simply going to be proven right that you're bad, right? Because you're going to have that natural urge, that beautiful urge. And by the way, just saying, if you believe, and you don't have to work with me on this, but let's just say that you believe in God, Goddess, the all one, the universe, whatever. And it's possible that this all one universe, whatever, Goddess, had something to do with your creation. Then why would they torture us by making it bad, by making it something we're not supposed to engage in, right? Why would they do that? For humans, sex is not just a means to an end, it's enjoyable. It's supposed to be pleasurable, right? It's not bad, and we're not bad for engaging in it. But we're taught that. And if you start off with the belief that you're bad, and then you have these urges that you believe are taught to believe are bad, and worse, you feel guilty or anxious about having engaged in sex, then of course you're proven right? You are a lost cause because you can't stop yourself. what more proof do you need? And that's exactly what I'm talking about, you know? And then God forbid you should be someone who can't even fulfill, you know, the hetero norm, right? Then, I mean, where are you then, right? So if we've been able to, as a society, take something as natural and beautiful as sex between humans and turn that into something that we're supposed to feel guilty about, even the urge to do it, right? That's a perfect example of how this plays out. So you have urges to have sex, maybe you engage them, you feel guilty, you feel dirty, you feel bad, you feel sad, you feel the anxiety builds, right? So then what happens next? Then you probably start self-sabotaging, right? In different forms, and it can take lots of forms, self-sabotage. And we've talked about this. Self-sabotage can take the form of, engaging in self-numbing activities that can be everything from eating to shopping to drugs to overindulgence in alcohol, or substances. That drives that, right? So here you are, feeling guilty about something, as natural an urge that you're gonna have. Okay, you're guaranteed to have this. At least most people do. You feel guilty, and then you self-sabotage because you feel bad, and that just keeps the cycle going, right? It just keeps the cycle going. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I am bad. I'm proving to myself that I'm bad on a regular basis. Then I'm doing things to make myself feel even more guilty and worse because I feel bad. And then I'm still bad. And I just keep proving it over and over and over again. And I get caught in this terrible spin, right? That's the cycle we want to break, okay? And this is a perfect example of that. So, and it's a perfect example also of like how I got pushed back, how I got, and this came out of nowhere. Like what did that have to do with the video that I put out the other day, right? I mean, that's the rabbit hole it went down, that's the first one. That's the easiest one to pick off, isn't it? Because we all have that urge. So what I want to leave you with on this is, and sex can be a great one. If sex is something that you feel guilty about, or that you feel, bad about having urges for it, then take a look at that. Notice how you feel. Notice how you think. What thoughts are coming up around it? And remember, you are not your feelings and you are not your thoughts, right? Thoughts are not things. And your feelings, you feel them. You are not angry, you feel angry. The replacement of that little word, which I was reminded of by by a great guy that I work with, I want you to replace that word am with feel. I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel anxious, okay? Feelings pass, thoughts pass. But the way that we're going to tackle this is with awareness to start with, as I said before. Become aware of your thoughts. The thoughts drive the chemistry, which drives the feelings and the emotions and the body sensations, right? And once we change the thoughts, we change the chemistry and we change the emotions. You can do this. You can do this. You can change this. You can change your beliefs. You can change your core beliefs. The first step is to become aware, right? You're not bad. And your urge to have sex is not bad. Now, am I suggesting that you go out and bang 400 people? I mean, I don't want to judge anything that anybody does, and I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live their life. For me, I came to realize that I want to be really careful about who I want to let into that energetic space. Not because it's bad, and not because I might not enjoy having sex with a random person, but I don't know who they are. I don't know how that might go. It might be unsafe. It also might just be someone I don't want to let into my energetic space. I just don't want to get intimate in that way with someone that, I don't necessarily know well. That's not comfortable for me. That's not good for me. That's the other thing. You have to figure out what your boundaries are. What feels good to you? What are your boundaries? Not what are my boundaries. What are your boundaries? And you can only do that by becoming aware of what you really enjoy, of what you do, of how you feel about these things, not about how anybody else tells you. Okay? I'm simply suggesting ways for you to begin to figure it out. That's the point. Okay? So, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to being with you again for part 3. Take care and have a beautiful day.